So I just got some introduction from the audience that some people are from data background, some are from growth background, and some actually own a Dapp. So it is relevant to all kind of people that I mentioned earlier. So today we'll be talking about how you can make better sense of your data. So just to give you a short introduction, I am Salman and I am the co-founder of XWord, which is a Web3 research and development company. And I also co-founded a community in Pakistan which is called Moksha. It is the largest developer community in Pakistan. And I have a collective experience of 4 years in the Web3 space. So I have been working on different products as a growth manager, and I've also seen the market moving from the start of 2018 up till now. So yeah. So just to give you some context that you might find somewhat relatable, is that in the today's world, the tools to analyze Web3 data are not much available right now, and we, we, we we found tools that we could use which exist in the Web 2 world for Web 3 space, but the data that is on chain, we cannot see some sort of a connection between those two data, and also how Web 2 users are converting to Web 3. This was a problem. So back 1 year back, we were building this DeFi protocol called Unipilot, and it was built on top of Uniswap. And we started this, we launched it, and we reached around 100 people, 100 users. But then from that point, we wanted to know that how we can find the product market fit, and how we can figure out the steps to like grow our user base, what could be the growth metrics for us. So finding out that product market fit was really hard for us. Then we started asking this question that do we even know our users that are actually interacting to our Dapp? And we went out to the market to see if there are any tools that can provide us with such insights, and we failed. So we thought that why not build a product that can provide us with such insights, and that can actually help us in achieving growth for our user base. And also one thing that we experimented at that time, we tried to run crypto ads, which some of you might be aware of. And currently the whole advertisement scene of Web3 is based on just impressions. You just pay an agency like $800 to $2,000, and the only thing that they provide you is the impressions. You don't even know if you're targeting the right users. And the thing is that after this bear market, the only thing that is sustainable is that you build a product that actually solves users' problems. Because in the past, you guys must have seen that all the products that have grown a lot, they were doing some incentivization schemes like yield farming, very shiny APRs, or such sort of gimmicks, or you can either drop your token to acquire more users, but that is not sustainable. That is not sustainable in a way that when the market is down, people don't find it enough incentivizing, and then they leave your platform. So we are here to build good products that can work in the long term, and that can actually retain users for the long term. So the thing is that first question I would like you guys. So just to summarize this problem for you guys, that in Web3 there isn't any good tool which you can use to discover, segment, and then reach those Web3 users for your Dapp that you are building. So the first question that I would like you guys to ponder upon is that if you own a Dapp, or you are responsible for the growth of a Dapp, do you even know that what your users are, who are those wallets that are connecting to your Dapp? So this is important because it's important to see that what user behavior that they have, because even though those are just wallets, but they are still users just like Web2 space. In the Web2 space, if you use Mixpanel or Google Analytics, you can like see what is the user pattern, what does an ideal user look like that is landing onto your landing page or website. But in Web3 is really hard. So let me show you some insights that can be helpful. So let's say if you get this interface where you can go, where you can see all the wallets that are actually connecting to your Dapp, and either if they're doing a transaction or not, you still get to see those wallets. And the good thing about Web3 is that in the Web2 space you cannot have a lot of data, because there is a limited data that the browsers allows you to see. But in the Web3 space you can see the whole on-chain history of the users that are coming to your Dapp. And if you're not looking at that history, then you're missing out on some great insights which you can use to either identify the success that you have produced in the past, to see what were the users, how do they look like, the users, what language do they speak, and why did they convert to your platform. And you can also see this, that if the users left from your platform, who were they, and what kind of behavior did they exhibit. So in both the cases, the first one which I mentioned, the users that were successful onto your platform, you can actually replicate that success by targeting similar users on chain. And for the other part, that the users which left, if you are doing some campaigns like, as I mentioned, ads or on-chain airdrops, claim drops, stuff like that, so you can actually segment or omit those cohorts, and you can actually get a better return on ad spends, right? So let's see if what sort of data can we look at when we're going to on-chain. So this is a dashboard of a Dapp which I mentioned. It's called Unipilot. This is one of our products. So we are tracking some good insights over here. So just to come back, so this is the page that you can see. It provides me with a holistic view of the wallets that are actually leaving my product. So if you see the recent data, most of the wallets, they have actually left from my protocol. So I should know that what could be the case. Was it the market was going down, because they must have provided some, in the case of this product, they provide liquidity. So the product might not be working well in the market volatile situation. That's why the users are leaving. So this kind of a pulse of your product that can tell you what's the health each day. So let's see a single wallet. How does it look like? Okay, so we are labeling some wallets, not some, but actually we are labeling all the wallets on the EVM chain and providing them with some attributes which are getting better day by day, to see what sort of data do they provide us, and what sort of insights can we use. So if you see, I have selected a random address, and this is the sort of data that any one of us can get. It's on-chain, it's public, there's no privacy issue in that. So you see, I can directly see that the user is a fish on Polygon and Ethereum. And then if I see that what address activities do they do, so I know that they have this sort of stable coin holding, they have non-stable holding as well. And if I see a profile, which is a digital behavior that they are actually providing us in the form of footprint, so I can see that they have been a light DEX user, and they are also a light liquidity staker, and also they have used CLMs. CLM means that they are actually opting for products that provide concentrated liquidity management. So in the case of NFTs, this could look like that they are an active trader of NFT, or some other stuff that you guys can think of. Okay, so you can also look at the possible ENS. This information, some of this information can be found on Etherscan, but you don't get to see in the form of labels. So if you are to like see this manually on chain, you will have to go through the whole history of each wallet, and then only that you will be able to like conclude some labels out of it. Other than this, you can see the whole breakdown of the transfers that they are doing, the tokens that they hold, and you can also see the activity. see how much gas they are paying, how many transactions they are doing. So this can tell you if they are even active or not. So the profiles that I mentioned earlier, so we are actually building a huge data engine where we are labeling all the wallets on EVM based chains, and you can actually use these labels to segment and target your next 1,000 users maybe. So coming back to the question that do you even know your wallet? So these are some of the insights that I showed to you that you can look at on your Dapp to see what sort of users do you have. So this is what it looks like. It's called Know Your Wallet in Spock Analytics. So you can give it a try. Okay. So the other question that should arise at this point is that, so if I'm not wrong, the acquisition that is coming to Web3 dApps is mainly from the Web2 application, as we were discussing last night, Ankush, that the Web2 layer is still providing us with the most value in the side of acquisition. So this is the top of the funnel right now, and this is really important for us to track to see if users are actually converting from the Web2 to Web3 and are actually doing a transaction onto our app. So for this we can definitely use the Web2 data that any analytics tool like Google Analytics or any tool like Mixpanel, Hotjar provides. So we can look into this to see that which is the highest referral link that is actually landing users to our landing page, and then they're transferring to the Dapp to do an actual transaction. So this is the Web2 part of it, right? So you can track these metrics by any Web2 tool as well. But the good thing is that you need to have a platform where you can actually see the both view, like Web2 and Web3 data combined to see the right picture of acquisition of your Web3 dApp. So the next point is that they lands to your dApp and they come from a social media platform or something like that, and then they have this wallet that they need to connect to your application in order to actually provide value, or you can either provide value back to them. So this is really important. So you see that we can actually keep a track of all the wallet connections that are happening on our Dapp. So these are just wallet connections, even though some of them might be actually doing transactions, but in the case they are not doing it, we still keep a track of that these were the users that actually got connected to the Dapp. So I was checking this a Dapp when I was networking downstairs. So a guy showed me his app. I don't want to name it. So the first step was to connect my wallet, and it didn't provide me any insights. So it was really like demotivating for me to like connect my wallet before I actually see those insights. So I connected it, but then I never did any transaction. And it is my assumption that this might be the case for other users, that they will be connecting their wallets, but they might not be doing any transaction. So this is something that can tell a Dapp founder that people are not actually getting value after connecting their wallets. They are still leaving the product. So you have to provide some insights beforehand so that they know that how the product will deliver. So this is because this is an extra step that is being added on because of the Web3 layer. So yeah, this is sort of data that you can see. Also, for each wallet session, I can also add some labels where I can say that this is my investor that is connecting to my Dapp. These are the team wallets, or even if you in our case when I mentioned the product earlier. So in our case, we actually knew some of the users. We were actually connected with them on Telegram, and we knew what their wallet addresses were, and we were talking with them actively. So we actually named them on our Dapp, and we were communicating with them, and this data was like conforming to the conversation. So we were asked sometimes we were asking them that how's the product working for you, and sometimes this data was already showing us the true picture that if they're even connecting and doing transaction day to day. So even if I go deep down into this, so we can also see again the wallet, how does the wallet look like, what holdings do they have. And also important thing is that, as I mentioned, that in the Web2 acquisition, you can actually track all the sessions that from the time that they land onto your Dapp. So this is really important in the Web3 space as well, that how much time do they spend before they actually do a transaction. So you have to maintain sessions in a way that you can see a transaction view as well. So in this you can see that a user, like if they spent 1 minute 33 seconds but they didn't do any transaction. And you can also see some of the other Web2 analytics insights, that where did they come from. Also you can see some contributions on the right, that how much contributions each wallet is doing, and this could be, in this case this is add liquidity. In other dApps this could be like staking or minting some NFTs. So these sessions are really important to see how's the activation and acquisition phase working on your dApp. Okay, so this is a transaction view in which you can see. So according to the perspective of user experience, this is really important for you to see how much gas fees was actually offered to the user while they were actually trying to convert to your dApp, right? They were trying to do a transaction. So this metric sometimes is overlooked, and you don't know that the user is leaving because of the gas fees that was coded in a highway. So yeah, this is sort of data that we can track easily. So coming back to the point, so this is really important. The second point, as I mentioned, that you need to see the acquisition phase is working for you, and you need to combine both the data of Web2 and Web3 so that you get a clear picture from the point that the user lands onto your dApp to the point that they connect their wallet and finally do a transaction and convert into a successful user. Okay, so another important thing is that the user is already converted, but now the biggest challenge that the people are facing right now is, are the users actually retaining? Because retention has been pretty low. And this has been like a curse for the Web3 developers, Web3 founders, that since they started off with some campaigns that don't provide a long-term value to the users, so retention is pretty low. But this is really important for us. So if we go to like the behavior side of it, we can actually see, as I mentioned, that we can see the acquisition phase of it, but now we also want to see that how the user is like navigating throughout the dApp, and at what point do they like open their wallet, they connect their wallet, and what is the navigation that the user is doing onto a tab. So we want to see a map view of it, like how it looks like. So if we go towards this, so this is sort of a journey view that you see on Google Analytics, where you can see each page or each, if you like open Uniswap, so you can see there's a page called swap, there's a page called pools and positions. So you need to see that where is the user landing right now and how they're navigating through it. Okay. So this is also providing you with like holistic view of how the wallets are actually performing, what are the wallet types that are actively using your platform, and what is their dApp activity time. This dApp activity time is not the activity time that you see on Web2. This is like at what times do they actually do transactions. So this is super important for you. So and what time do they actually connect their wallets. So this can provide you with a pattern that you can utilize to do some offerings at those times. Or even if you're doing crypto ads, as I mentioned, conventional crypto ads, you can use this time to see that this is the final point of conversion where user will actually be comfortable in connecting their wallet. And if you were to see like the churn and how much the users are retaining, you can have a look at this view where you will see the transactions and all the value transactions that the user is doing. So this is called the wallet journey part of it, and it connects the wallet connection journey and the dApp land from the landing page to each page that your dApp has. So you can see a combined view of both the Web3 and Web2 user journey. So this is really helpful. So these are some of the metrics that I wanted to discuss with you guys, that this can be tracked by any Dapp owner, and if you are like responsible for growth of your Dapp, these are super interesting. So since we are doing this workshop and we are building this product to first solve problem for ourselves, so we would like you guys to like try out Spock and provide us with insights that if you're building this right and if it's something that can value you. So if you guys like subscribe to Spock, which is of course free, if you sign up to it, so you also get early access. Let me show you this. This is something that we are building. So earlier, the point which I mentioned, that you have data where you can actually profile wallets, right? So this is somewhat helpful in a way that you can actually do on-chain transactions. On-chain campaigns. So for example, this could be the 3 possible options, that you can do airdrops to the segment that you think could be the best, could be the ideal user for you. You can also do personalized messaging, right? So you see an example here which might be blurred. So let me tell you. So this is called personalized UX. For example, I'm a founder of let's say Uniswap, right? And there's a user that lands onto my product, and let's say they use SushiSwap on a daily basis. So Uniswap is like super relevant to that user. So it is like I can highly motivate that guy with a special offering. Might be that I reduce my transaction fee for them, or might be that I incentivize them with some token, as we see. So this is the personalized user experience that is missing, because as I mentioned, in the acquisition phase, Web2 products didn't get enough data. We are privileged to get wallet addresses, which will provide us with insights that was never possible before. So if a wallet is like connecting to our platform, so we can right away provide some special offering towards them. This could be in the case of like if you're doing an NFT collection and you say that my NFT is called NFT X, and there are some super popular NFTs, NFT A and B, and I aspire my users to be the users of NFT A and B. So if a user lands onto my collection or my Dapp, and they connect their wallet, and I can instantly check that they have minted NFT A and B in the past, so I can right away just let them know that hey man, you are just eligible for my NFT X for free. So I would definitely convert them. So this is like super personalized, and this wasn't possible earlier. So this is like under development, and we'll provide early access to the people who sign up in Dubai. And also, as I mentioned earlier, that how does the segmentation look like? So you see on this UI that I can actually select some of the protocol. It's called Ethereum Polygon. I can actually say that the users that are on Polygon, and they also use Uniswap, and I say that, and I add an operator and say that they also use let's say a concentrated liquidity manager. I can specify that, and then I say that they have logged, let's say, more than $1,000 on chain, and then I put another exclusion like they have more than 1 ETH on their balance. So I can actually get a segment that will tell me that okay, in this segment you have 16,230 users. So this is something that we are building, and then the part where I mentioned that you can actually do custom campaigns on chain. So this will be helpful in that case. So yeah, that is it. So any questions I would like to take. So for full access and for unlimited wallet access for 3 months, we are providing to all the ETH Dubai participants. You can actually fill this form up. You can provide your email address and or Telegram, and if you sign up with the same email address, and we can provide you with full access. So that's it from my side. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Currently we are on EVM-based chains like Ethereum, Polygon, and BNB Smart Chain, but we plan on launching it to other chains as well, because like the most important part where we are actually building a data engine in which we are labeling and profiling all the wallets from inception. That takes a lot of time, And once we are done with Ethereum and Polygon, so then we will move on to other chains as well. But if this might be the case that you have users that are concerned about growth and these might be the metrics that users would like to see, then we can definitely connect and expedite this process for you.
And do you have any defect, like for example, there's some defect in transaction, something more data might be like in content too.
Yeah, exactly. So in the transaction view that I showed to you, even if the transaction get failed, you still get that entry. So yeah, we can keep a track of that.
And any kind of alert manager, like if I have integrated with my, maybe I'm doing the live audit thing, integrated with Slack or maybe some Teams or some other channels for that.
Yeah. So one important feature. So the founder of Unipilot actually, I talked with them and he told me that if you go to dashboard, you see the highlights. So it's like a pulse of. So I just he said that I wake up every day and I see these highlights. Even though if I don't get a chance to see the other metric, but these are like super important. So we were like discussing this that this can be integrated to Slack or some other communication tool that they use, and you can actually keep a track of, okay, let's say 22 wallets drop from your Dapp. So you can set a custom parameter which could be like an alert for you to see there might be some trouble on your Dapp, and that can be like communicated onto your team channel. So we don't have this right now, but this can be like easily built up.
Does it also show if somebody unlocks the liquidity from the decentralized app, like it shows when someone connects the wallet, so how does the journey look like? So connecting wallet, doing transaction, and adding liquidity, and what if he's unlocking liquidity? Do we know all the steps?
Yeah. In the Dapp transactions, you can see if the data loads correctly. So yeah, if you see the value transaction, so these are the functions that you have to build through SDK, which is pretty simple. So they have these two value transactions: add liquidity and remove liquidity. For each part, you see that the transactions are recorded, and you can also look at this data from the perspective of each wallet or user. I hope that answers. Yeah, sure.
So this is made like more for B2B, for like founders of dApps, right? But what about dApps users? For example, can they just put like the contract address of the dApp, and then I get analysis about the dApp if it's a good idea to involve in this ecosystem or not?
Yeah, you actually reminded me of one of the most interesting thing that we are working on. It's not public, although, but we can discuss it over here. So we are since there has been a boom of ChatGPT, AI, stuff like that. So what we are doing is that we are building a search where you can like put a query, as I mentioned, which let's say if you want to see how many users actually received Unitoken airdrop in that time period and they decided to hold it, so you can just write it down in a layman term and it will like convert it into a deterministic SQL query, and it will fetch all the users for you. So this might be super useful for traders and a layman or researchers. So yeah, this is something that we are building on. It's like in inception phase right now, but this will be part of Spock's complete suite in the future.
Perfect. If we ship you on Twitter, can you give us 1 year for free?
Yeah, man. I think it's on freemium model, so that might not be needed. But yeah, I appreciate the support. But you can like instantly like get onto it, and it has a freemium model. And if you have less than 1,000 wallets, which is for the most apps that are in the growth stage, so it's totally free forever. Thank you.
To integrate with my dApp, do I need to have some libraries?
Yeah. Yeah, that is important question. So just like how you integrate Google Analytics onto your landing page, so the first level of integration is that you just provide your address, the contract address, and it fetches all the on-chain data. But for interactions like how wallets are interacting onto your Dapp, you will need to integrate SDK. That is our own Spock's SDK, which is a one-pager documentation which your front-end developer can easily do. And in case it's something that you want us to do for you, we can definitely help with that. So any other question? Okay, so that's it from our side, and guys, let me just open this again with you. You can take a picture if this is not scannable, and I'll share it on the 8 Dubai main chat as well to for everyone to like get onboarded, and we'll provide you with full access. And we would also like, if you are a Dapp founder, we are looking for people to become our design partners so that we build this product to actually solve the maximum problems that the growth people are facing in these times. So yeah, feel free to connect with us. Thank you so much.
Just one more thing. Can you guys just gather around here? I just want to take this.
Yeah. Yeah, just gather around.